And we are recording. Hi guys, I'm so excited. We're having a good Zoom tonight. So welcome everybody to our Zoom into the Top, our Wednesday night Zooms. And Jen, you like my name, Zoom into the Top?
I do. I love it. I might
Lisa was mad. Lisa goes, I want that name. I like that name.
Now you're forcing me to be creative.
You guys, I'm so excited because when they came out with the $5,000 high five bonus for this month, I was so pumped up because we just came out of D2D. Most of you who were in it just came off of D2D. Everybody's got this momentum going. Everybody's fired up. You guys got out of your comfort zone. You know what it takes to work your business. And then he comes out with this $5,000 bonus that you can get just by doing what you did in D2D and then some. And so everybody always asks me, my gosh, how did you get to double diamond in 5 months? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I always told everybody I worked so freaking hard. I booked party after party. I was so passionate. I could not tell enough people about this business and about the products. And I just ran like crazy for 5 months because Lisa said, just go all in and run like crazy. And you'll be able to quit your job and you'll be able to just, be a stay-at-home mom and never have to miss anything again. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. But I did. And I remember I was booking 4 and 5 parties a week and I had this rap cash coming in like crazy. And it really wasn't until everybody watched the GoPro video for D2D. And Brittany Walker starts signing people left and right, and she's all fired up, and I call her, I'm like, what the heck's going on? Not that she has ever not worked her business to the fullest, but all of a sudden I'm like, she has this explosion on her team, like 12 distributors in a couple weeks, whatever, 1 week. And I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, it was that GoPro video. She's like, Jodi, that's how you got to where you are. And I was like, what? And I had heard of it, but I had never watched it. And I cannot even believe that Jen's known as the GoPro Queen, and I didn't know that either. I mean, I knew she was a recruiting rock star, but I didn't know that that's what they called her. And I watched the video, and Brittany was like, Jodi, that's exactly how you got to where you are. You had that huge burst at the beginning, and she was right. And then guess what? I sat for 2 years, and then I had another huge burst, and I went triple diamond. But it was that working for 30 to 90 days nonstop that grew my business to 6 figures a year. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm a teen mom college dropout, and they just don't make 6 figures a year unless you're in network marketing. So Brittany made this light bulb go off. I watched this GoPro video. Tiffany runs her business a lot like me. So I'm watching her video, and she has the get to diamond in 30 days. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's doing, saying exactly what I did. So I was so excited. So I'm like, we gotta talk about this. And Jen Zay is like recruiting Rockstar Queen, GoPro Queen, now that I know her name. So I'm so blessed to have her here. She's a sideline sister of ours and one of Sarah Rankin's best friends. So you guys know Sarah's our ambassador upline, and Brittany's one of our amazing diamond leaders and soon to be double diamond leader. And so I'm just really excited to have them on. Brittany, I want you to start out with just explaining the whole GoPro concept. You were on fire the other night, and I might chime in here and there just because I've watched it a couple times since then. Talk to us about what's the video.
So, hey guys. So first of all, I had never, let me explain it first and I'll explain how it kind of tied in. So if you guys have not watched the GoPro video, first of all, you definitely need to go watch it because I've been in this business for a little over 2 years and I had never watched it myself, and having watched it completely changed my business. So even if you've been in for 2 years like me, watching this video might completely change your business. So the idea of the video is this guy goes around and talks to all of these successful people that are in network marketing, people that have made 6 figures or more, millions of dollars in network marketing, and he was trying to find the common denominator. What did every person have in common? How did they get to this successful $1 million place in all of these businesses? And it was across the board. It wasn't just with It Works. It was all across the board with network marketing. So he goes to all of these different successful people and he finds what is this common denominator that is between all of them. He finds out that the common denominator is that they had this massive amount of action in a short amount of time. His video that we watched in D2D, and that's kind of floating around on our team pages right now, is where he talks about recruiting 20 people in 30 days. So the idea is that you want to have this huge burst of enrollment for your team with distributors so that you can get the ball rolling. So
when he said 20 and 30, you're like, yeah, right. 20
right.
in 30 days.
Yep, that's what I was going to say too. And I was like, realistically for me, I know that that's not feasible for me. So I've been talking to my team. We're doing a 90-day plan. So he said anywhere from 30 to 90 days. So reasonably for me, 20 people, 90 days, absolutely, we're running with it. That's going to be what I can commit to. So, and another thing that he stressed about in the video is finding, a time where you can really have that undivided attention for your business and get out all the distractions. So there's going to be nights when you don't get to do the dishes. You're not going to get to do the laundry. Maybe your spouse picks it up. Maybe your kids do a little bit more around the house. You're getting rid of all those distractions and you're focusing 110%. So with that being said, he had this analogy that I just thought it made everything kind of click for me. So he said that there is two main analogies or two myths that happen in network marketing. And it's this analogy of slow and steady wins the race is the first one. And honestly, that was my mentality. I was like, slow and steady. I'll get there eventually. If I just keep going, I'll get there. I'll get to the finish line. And he's like, that is one of the biggest myths in network marketing. You cannot keep being slow. And I think that's what my team was doing. And we lose momentum because we get tired and we don't see the success that we want. And when you have this huge burst of action and you see people promoting and having bonuses and having a better income, what we came here for, that's when people start doing really well, and that's when we all start thriving in our business. So having this big amount of growth, that's the purpose of it. So the analogy that went along with this, and this is the one I really liked, was he talked about a plane. So if you have a pilot, and he is a part-time pilot, and he's going down the runway, and he gives it 20%. He only wants to give it 20%. He's going down the runway. Okay, and then he wants to give it 50%. Is he ever going to get off that runway with 20 or 50%?
Right.
No.
I'm talking about the throttle, like 20% throttle, 50% throttle.
To get off the ground.
You cannot get off the ground with 50% throttle. You're going to run out of runway.
Exactly. And that's what he was saying is like, if you only give it 20 to 50%, that pilot cannot get off the ground. And our businesses cannot get off the ground if we're only giving 20 or 50%. To really get off the ground and get to that altitude where you want to be and get to those goals, you have to give it 100% to get off the ground. He's not saying you have to give it 100% forever. It's for the short burst of action that we're having right now. So giving it that 100% to get off the ground, to get to where you want to be, and then you can sit back. Then you can train your newbies. Then you can focus on, helping other people, but you have to have that for yourself, for your personal business. You have to have that 100% for 30 to 90 days, that high recruiting, that high energy, and that is what is going to get your business off the ground and get you to that altitude to be able to get to where you want to be, basically. And I guess just tying it all together is that if you had the mentality of slow and steady, is that if you're going down the runway and you're slow and steady, eventually you're going to run out of runway. And you're going to hit the wall. And that's where you lose momentum. And that's when people quit. And that's when people fall off. And so we don't want to get to that point where we're just going slow and steady and we're hitting a wall or hitting the end of the runway. We want to get off the ground so we can see that success with the business. And we want our team to see that success with the business as well, because that's when people get excited. That's when people stick around. That's when people get involved. And I really think that was a key part of what I was missing in my business.
Yeah. And then he also said, if you have the mentality, just don't give up. Don't give up and you'll be successful. No, you can't just sit there and think, I won't give up. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here. Well, just idling still here is not going to get you success. It's not. And what's crazy is, and you were probably going to go here, but I just wanted to talk because Jen, do you remember at Freedom U, one of the first ones in Perrysburg when Jay Miranda did the talk, starts with one. And if you just sign one for a month for 12 months, and then you teach them to sign one for a month for 12 months, it sounds great on paper. Like you end up with all these distributors. And I was preaching that too. And it's not true. Because if you sign that one, there's no momentum behind it. Next month you sign one. Well, the one you signed last month had no momentum and they're gone already.
Already quit.
Just by doing one a month for 12 months, the math doesn't add up with network marketing. It really doesn't, because you don't have the momentum to keep going. And I don't know. Do you remember that, Jen?
I do. And I remember when he said it, I'm like, oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just going to sign one a month.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. We can all do one a month. And I know we all hear it starts with one. It starts with one. But the key word in that sentence is it starts. It starts with one. That does not mean sign one and like, woo, sign that one. Do your happy dance. Be excited. Celebrate yourself. And then do it again and do it again and do it again. Because that excitement is contagious. That's why when you sign, like when I have a month that I'm signing 7 or 8 distributors, that next month I'm going to do more than that because that next month might be my 16 distributor month because I'm so excited and that is contagious. Yeah. But yeah, that starts with one. I love the principle behind it, but I don't like where people take it to.
And Joel Dunn is the one who started it. I mean, he's the one who preached it to us, and then Jay repeated it. Mm-hmm. And so then I started repeating it to my team. And then when I watched the whole GoPro thing and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah. You can't get momentum from one distributor each month. You need to have one distributor each day for a month, Right. So that's where the momentum and the excitement and everything comes. And Brittany, I'm going to let you go ahead because I'll just keep talking. So go ahead.
I mean, that was really honestly the biggest takeaway I had from the video was those 2 analogies, was to never give up and the slow and steady. And that's exactly word for word what I write on everything. Oh, slow and steady. Oh, team, don't give up. That's literally exactly what I was doing for the last 2.5 years. And we can't, and I want to stress that, like, we're not saying that you can't be successful by doing that, because for the most part, I think that you can kind of like you can see some income coming in, you can sign some customers, sign a couple distributors, but to really get off the ground and to really get to the place where you want to be in this business and you want to have financial freedom or you want to own your own time, you've got to get off the ground. And that means you've got to give it all you got for 30 to 90 days. You got to give 100%. You got to get rid of the distractions. And I think that when my mindset changed and I instilled that in my team took off last month. Like I honestly think that last month was the biggest month that I've had on my team the last 2 months.
Yeah, it was amazing. And the crazy thing is I was watching that video and I'm like, he's so right. You have got to be contacting lots and lots of people. Somebody's not muted. I'm not sure who it is. It sounds like an airplane, unless one of you have an airplane flying over. But anyhow, I was like, what did I do? Those first 3 to 5 months, well, Lisa had her very first D2D that we ever did, and I flipping ran. I was doing all these parties. I was wrapping people. I was in front of so many people in my first 60 days of the business. I mean, I went diamond in my first 2.5 months. I went double in 5 months, but it's because of the momentum. It was because of the excitement. And then when I finally put it in my heart that I was going to go triple by that March so I could get my double good bonus, in 3 months I went triple. Like, I had been sitting idle at double for 2 years, but when I put it in my mind and I did that burst, so then he said, if you want to make 6 figures a year, you need to do 1 or 2 30-day bursts. Well, I did mine in 90, and that's what you said you were doing. But you guys have 30 days because, right, you're going to get 5,000 this month. So you need to go all in for 30 days and just run and run and run and contact everybody you know, contact the people you don't know, contact everybody you're adding on Facebook, and just be blunt and ask. You just have to ask for, the appointment, ask for parties, ask about the business. Because if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. I'm so very yellow, so I have a hard time being blunt. So today I'm like, I'm just going to be blunt with these. I'm going to find 3 people who are going to book a party for me. I'm just going to be really blunt. And I messaged them. I'm like, hey, I love that you love the products. I need to get in front of new people because I have new products and I'm excited to share them. When can I do a party with you? All 3 of them was like, I have this date, and this date open. Are you kidding me? I just booked 3 parties with 3 people that I was blunt with. Like, that's hard. That's never been me. Like, I've never been blunt. I'm always like, oh, will you do me a favor? No, I told them I needed them to have a party because I have new products to share. And all 3 of them were like, okay, these are the dates. So I was like, sweet, that worked. I'm going to keep doing that. But really, you have to be in front of people. And you guys will hear me preach over and over and over again. The way you can build your business the fastest, the most successful is when you are in front of people. I did 2 parties last weekend. I signed 2 distributors and 13 customers, and it took 3 hours out of my weekend to sign 13 customers and 2 distributors. You know why? Because they saw the tears in my eyes. They felt the passion in my voice. I could not be more excited about the products that I had in front of them, and everybody wanted it. I had 100% closing rate at both parties, plus I signed the distributors. because they could feel it. They could feel my passion. They could see the love in my eyes. And that's what you need to do. You need to be in front of people. You cannot sit behind a computer all day long to build this business. And I'll preach it over and over again. That's what grew my business. That's what grew most people's businesses. Brittany's the same way. She's a health and wellness coach. She's in front of people nonstop all day long. So I want to hear from the amazing Gen Z because she's a freaking recruiting rock star. And I want you to tell them the story because not everybody knows your story about when you doubled it and promoted like crazy, getting ready to give birth.
Yes. It took me a year, guys. I know people get surprised when I say it took me a year to get to Diamond. And they're like, thought you were the girl that did it in 30 days. I'm like, that was for my husband's account. But it took me a year to get to Diamond because I did nothing with my business. I was so scared. I was so scared of asking for a party or bringing up the business. I did nothing. So it took me a year to go Diamond. And then the next month went double. And double Diamond is a very easy rank to kind of get complacent with. You're making very good money and triple seems so far away. But I got really, really comfortable. And we got pregnant with our fourth baby and I went to conference. And 2 years ago, that conference was absolutely amazing. Mark did this most amazing speech, and we were all like on the edge of our chair, like, what is he going to say? What is he going to say? And then he talked about doubling your actions, doubling your intentions, doubling everything. And then he's like, if you double all of those things, I'll double the good bonus. And everybody's on their chairs screaming. And I sat my very, very pregnant self down and just started sobbing because I'm like, okay, I'm signing my husband who is not, I signed him up as a distributor, got him 4 loyal customers, and then we just left his account there. Like, I'm taking him Diamond in a month. I don't know how, but I'm doing it. And so we took him Diamond the first month. I think I recruited 17 distributors that month. So it was just like
17 distributors in 1 month. I just want to make sure you guys heard that. 17 in 1 month.
Why? I did it because I asked. I asked a lot of people. I was an asshole. I asked everybody that had ears. I just talked to people. And people can sense my excitement. They didn't know what I was doing, but I was really freaking excited about something. And they wanted to know what it was. So that was in February, and then March. So Diamond in February, and then the very next month I took him double. So he went from distributor to double Diamond, 60 days, and I promoted his account when, in the hospital, right after I had little baby Easton. I did not make many friends at the hospital that pregnancy. I was there to work. But I
love the story about when the anesthesiologist was trying to roll you back.
Okay. So the nurse told me I had 10 more minutes. So I had my 2 phones, my husband's phone, my mom's phone, my tablet, my computer, and charts all across the bed. Because I'm like, all right, this chick told me I've got 10 minutes. I'm working for 10 minutes. And we're like putting in orders and boxing the team. And I would just go through and like box on all these different phones. And the anesthesiologist came in after 5 minutes. He's like, all right, Jen, are you ready? I'm like, no, I have 5 minutes. And he's like, well, no, I'm sorry, we've got now. And I slammed my computer shut. I said, I have 5 more minutes. And so I signed the loyal customer in as they were taking me away, and because I wanted it. I really, really, really wanted it. And I did believe that God did not take me this far to only go this far. And I worked really, really hard those 2 months. I think it was like 6 days. It was like 5 or 6 days before we were having Easton. I realized that I had done nothing for the room. Like, I had to find someone to come in and paint and do the stencil, like, hey, and I need it now. I did not prep for Easton. And I didn't do any of these like normal nesting things because I just couldn't. I knew what I needed and I knew what my family needed, and I set a goal and put my mind to it and worked for it. So, but you gotta be, if you want to go where you want to go, you've got to be willing to miss the good to have the great. And sometimes we call these things sacrifices. And my mom would say that all the time, oh, you're sacrificing a lot. I'm like, I'm not sacrificing anything. And I hear so many people say, oh, when we talk about 7-day sprints or, 30-day pushes and 90-day pushes, they're like, oh, I'm going to have to sacrifice a lot. You're not sacrificing anything. You're investing in yourself. You're investing in this business that can take you beyond your wildest dreams. I just got to knock out, I'm probably going to cry, but I'm looking at my little, I don't know if you can see it, my dream board, and I was reading some cards. We've got a lot going on personally right now, and I just needed to pick me up. So I was reading, there's some beautiful cards that some sideline set, and I was looking at my dream board. I'm like, I need to cross a lot of this off. And so just to be able to take down triple and replace it with presidential and take down like all these things, and it's because it worked every single day for 3.5 years, and I'm not done yet.
You are the most exciting time. You're ready to give birth, and you're like, you know what though? I have goals to meet because I'm investing for my family's future and not sacrificing at all. You're investing for their future, and you know what this business has done for so many people. You see what it's done for your friends, and you knew what it's doing for your family, or you know what it's done for your family. And so you didn't give up, and you pushed the anesthesiologist away for the next 5 minutes so that you could keep it.
5 minutes.
I know, and I love that story because I'll never forget, because I'm like, dang, that's a girl who knew what she wanted. Like she was determined. And Amber and I were kind of reflecting. We were reflecting on the way home from the meeting the other night, and I said, oh my gosh, you remember what that march felt like? Like we were like together nonstop. We were pulling over because we were waiting for service. Somebody's not muted. If you could mute your line. I'm not sure who. I just found one that wasn't muted. If you guys can mute your lines. But I remember, Amber and I were talking, and I'm just like, gosh, we had to pull over on the way home to put a customer in because we kept losing cell phone service, and we were trying to do it by a deadline. And it was, that month was just, those 3 months were so crazy, but we worked so stinking hard to get there. And we just had this drive, and I'm like, he's right. You only need a couple 30 days of pain to have a lifetime of freedom. 30 days. 30 days is nothing. 30 days is nothing when you can have freedom for the rest of your life with your family, when you can have financial freedom, when you can be making 6 and 7 figures a year. He said to get to 7 figures a year, do maybe 3 or 4 30-day pushes. I mean, that's crazy, you guys. 3 or 4 months out of your lifetime to have a lifetime of freedom. Trent and I were just sitting here reflecting on my business and what's happened, and it's not even been 5 years. And what we were talking about is all the taxes we're paying in, and it's like, but this is a good thing. We're making more than we've ever dreamt we would make in our entire lives. And, we're just making sure all of our financial stuff's in play. And he's like, who would have ever guessed? Who would have ever guessed we would be having to not worry, but get all this stuff in line, at such a young age. I mean, I'm retired. I'm 41 years old, and we're setting up our future and going debt free. And it's so exciting. You guys, don't overcomplicate things. Go in there and push. How bad do you want it? Always talk about the products first, but always, always, always go with the opportunity, because you don't know. Like a lot of you on this phone call don't know, but I met with a lady the other week, and she said, Jodi, I'll be honest with you. I'm debt free. I own my house. I own my cars. I have me and my dog. I have this amazing job where I make all this money. I love to travel, and I love to flipping watch you. She's like, you have so much fun. She goes, I don't need this business. I don't need the money. I love the products, but I love watching how much fun you have. And she's so blue. She's like, I want to join your team just because I have so many people who want it, but I want to have the kind of fun you're having. And I'm like, so I messaged her back. I'm like, did I offend you? Because we don't have your application filled out. She's, oh no, I'm at the casino having drinks. I mean, she's out there having fun. Like, I'm ready to sign up. Believe me, I am. I'll call you as soon as I get back into town. Like, she was partying the night we were supposed to sign her. She was at a festival. She didn't have a credit card. And then the next time I called her, she's at a casino having fun again. And so I'm like, girl, she's going to rock this just because she wants to have fun and she meets tons of people. So you just can't judge.
Can I add something to that really quick? I've heard this a lot when I'm talking to some team members, and they're like, what about, you know, who's your potential list? Who's on your potential list? And what about this person? They'll say, oh, she has money. She doesn't really need this business. Here's the thing, though. You still ask anyways. Because I have a lot of people on my team that are very, very financially secure, but they don't have excitement. Everybody has that need to have excitement. And even if they are financially secure, there's a difference between financially secure and freedom of time. You may have freedom of money, but you don't have freedom of time. And you have something that can give that to them. Right. And I was just talking to my beautiful sister today, and I just saw you pop up on the screen. Hey, girl, hey. But you know, she's got this friend on Facebook, and they've been talking back and forth. I'm like, you need to talk to her about the business. And she's like, yeah, I don't want her to think that that's why we've become friends. I'm like, you know what, though? You're being a bad friend by not asking her, because you know what this business can do. So if you know somebody that you don't think needs this business because they, you know, they're well off or whatever it may be, you are doing yourself and them a huge disservice by not asking them, because you never know. They might be the one.
You know what she can say? She can say, you know what? I would be a really bad friend if I did not bring this up to you right now. That's exactly what you have to be blunt. And
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I know what this business can do for people, and I want you in it with me because it's changing people's lives, and I would be horrible if I didn't ask you on my adventure with me. And
I feel like I'm doing you a huge disservice by not at least offering this opportunity. What you do with it, that's up to you, but I know that I would not be able to sleep well at night knowing that I didn't offer something that could have changed your life.
Exactly, and you made it all about them, not about me. You made it all about them. Yes. And that's the thing. So how do you get 20 distributors in 30 days? You get your hundreds list out. You call your existing loyal customers. You look at who's ordering what. You call them. You say, you've been with me for this long. I know you love the products. I want to ask you if you'll join my journey. I want to ask you if you'll try it out. I am looking for, you know, trial distributors who already love the products because you've already completed step one. You love the products. So why not join my journey? You have to ask. You guys, you have to be blunt. You have to contact 200 to 300 people in 30 days. And you need to try to meet with 150 of them. This is the true math on how you get people. It might sound overwhelming, but you have to get rid of distractions. You have to clear your calendar. If you are doing It Works part-time, you need to be working 8 hours a day on your business. If you're doing It Works full-time, you need to be working 16 hours a day for 30 days straight. Does it sound crazy? Does it sound like a lot? Yes. If it's too much, spread it over 60 days. But you guys that are trying to get to the 5,000, I'm going to tell you, you need to do it for 30 days. You need to bust butt for 30 days and contact everybody you know and ask. You have to ask. The neat thing about the GoPro video is he breaks it down on how much money 20 distributors can bring into your business, and it's mind-boggling. Absolutely mind-boggling.
Jodi?
Yeah.
I have something to add too about, and I know Gen Z probably has a lot of really great tips on recruiting, and I can't wait to hear them. But I know I shared something with my team today, and I would consider myself not a really high recruiter. I mean, I try to complete my steps to success every month, but as someone who is really heavy, and my team is really heavy in social media, this is something I really stress to my team. So if you guys are really heavy in social media, that is, and I know Jodi, you talked about this before, but you can't rely on social media for this month in order to make that happen. And yes, we still need to be consistent with our posting because that's how we're still growing our business, but you have to get out there. And that's something that's completely changing for my team. And we're sending more messages and we're reaching out to more people. We're blitzing more people. We're having more parties. I mean, I'm even hosting parties for my entire team to just bring people to every week. So, I mean, whatever you need to do, you just need to make sure you're not relying just on social media, because social media is going to take time. And we don't have time. If you want that $5,000 bonus for that diamond bonus, you have to, or even the ruby bonus for the $500 bonus, you have to just kick butt and not rely on social media. So that was my little spiel about that.
No, and that's true. And do you know what I told Cindy I'm doing today? I have an entire drawer behind me that is all leads. It's just filled with leads. I'm going through every single lead, and if they marked that they were interested in the opportunity, every one of them is getting a blunt phone call that says, listen, we met for a reason. You told me you were interested in the opportunity. I want to invite you on my adventure. When can we talk? And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to be blunt. And I'm going to say, you know, you came into my life for a reason. You crossed my path for a reason. You were interested in the business. When can we talk? And every single one of my leads is getting contacted. And so that's another thing. You have those leads from past, you know, events that might not have turned into anything. Now's the time to get them out and just start setting up appointments. When can I get 5 minutes of your time to talk to you about this opportunity? Jen, you tell me how you ran with your recruiting.
I do a lot through social media. We are a belly-to-belly company, but I will be honest, I do about 90% of my recruiting is through social media. However, most people hear that like, oh, Jen recruits like that, and 90% of them are through Facebook. Here's the thing though, guys, I spend a lot of time making genuine connections with my Facebook friends. I do not cold message. I can't stand when I see someone cold messaging a person. So when people hear, oh, this girl runs, you know, she's a triple and runs her business on social media, I can do the same thing. And they go through and just do this generic ass message.
Yeah.
Generic ass message. Like every single person on their Facebook list. Have you tried a product? That's not how to do it, and you're frankly giving the company a bad name, so I'd appreciate it if you stopped. I spend a lot of time making, we have these people on our friends list. We call them Facebook friends, right? But are you being a real friend? Do you ask them how their weekend was? Did you ask them how their kid's doing because you know that they posted that their kid was sick? Did you private message them happy birthday? I send out about 30 to 50 messages every single day that are not It Works related, but that are building a friendship. And then when the time is right, there's no magical alarm that goes off or you don't get dinged when it's like, okay, time's right. But when you have spent the time to get to know a person, then I feel like it's my duty to offer them this opportunity, because this opportunity changed my life and countless other people's lives and their families. And shame on me if I don't offer it. So although I do a lot through social media, I spend an immense amount of time actually forming relationships, and I am friends with my Facebook friends.
Yeah.
I lead with opportunity. When I have an amazing bartender or server, or even the girl that gives me my coffee at McDonald's in the morning, and she opens the door, like one of my girls, Miss Talia, she opened that drive-through door with this megawatt smile, and I said, oh my gosh, I need someone just like you on my team, because I know you would do amazing with your energy, your positivity, and you would crush it. So if you know of anyone just like you, I do it like third party a lot.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, especially if there's someone that for whatever reason the devil is in my head and they intimidate me, I won't come out and ask them. I will say, if you know of anyone just like you that has, and then I talk about their characteristics that I like, your smile, your energy, your positivity, I need you to give them my card, because they would do amazing on my team. I don't say, this is the other thing I do not say they do amazing with It Works. I highlight myself and my team as much as I do It Works. I talk about, these are like the three things that I use as much as I can. Working with me on my team, I will teach you. So you want to, sometimes we get people so excited about It Works, and then they're, you know, seventh cousin twice removed, private message them about It Works, and now you've got them all pumped up, and they sign with this random chick. Well, no, you need to get them excited about joining you in your adventure, because people don't buy products and they don't join businesses. They buy you, and they buy into your vision of the company and what this could do for them. My other big thing is people ask how I recruit more, and I know they usually don't like my answer because it's really simple. As I say, I just ask more people than you. You know, this is a numbers game. It is a numbers game. So when someone, sorry, if I ask, like, you know, if someone's struggling, they get a coaching call, they're like, I'm just having a hard time signing people. I'll say, show me your hundreds list. Where's your hundreds list? And I get that, I'll find it. I know you're lying. And then I'll say, well, list me all your potentials then. And they give me like 2. Here's the thing is, if your potentials list is this little and you're talking to like this many people about the business, when one of them doesn't sign, it hurts, right? Because your list is only that small.
Right.
So, but when your list is that 100th list, it's not list 100 people and stop. Take your 100 people, then do, you know, a degree of separation. Okay, who do you know from them? You know, just really start adding to that list. So where your list is so long that once you start making connections with these people and then bring up the business, if they say no, which, by the way, you guys know that a no is just not right now. It's like, okay, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. Because if God says you've got to go through 20 no's to get your yes, we wouldn't get so upset. I don't get upset about no's. It's like, okay, sweet. Next one, next one, next one. So that list of mine, I'm talking to a lot of people all the time. And if you want to recruit a lot of people, you've got to be networking with a lot of people.
Yeah. And, you know, Amber and Shannon and I were walking the other day and we were talking about how, you know, they always say, if you were working for a boss, your boss, and he said, you go hand out these 10 coupons or you're going to get fired, you would go hand out those 10 coupons. Well, guess what those 10 coupons are? It's us sharing our love for our products and our love for our business. And we talked about the ugly word blitzing. Stop saying blitzing. Stop saying blitz cards. Stop saying blitzing. I'm going to go share my company and my products with 10 people today, or whatever you have to do. But, you know, if you would do it for somebody else, why wouldn't you do it for you and your family? Mm-hmm. You know, why wouldn't you go spread the love of your business so that it's going to help you and your family? You would do it for somebody else to make their dreams come true. Why won't you do it for you and your dreams? Why won't you get out of your comfort zone and do it for your family? You'd have to do it if you were working for somebody to get paid. So, you know, if a boss said, you go hand out these 10 coupons, I'll give you a $10,000 bonus. Or if you go find, you know, 20 people interested in our company, I'll give you a $5,000 high five bonus. You would go do it. Otherwise, you're going to lose your job. So why won't you do it for your business? Why won't you do it for your family, who's way more worth it than the boss you're working for, right? So just for those of you still working at JOB, I should clarify that. But, you know, you really have to have that passion behind it. And I really highly suggest that you watch the GoPro video. And Tiffany, hers, how to recruit or how to go diamond in 30 days is awesome. I love all of her tips. But she's really not creating anything new. She's not overcomplicating things. She's really honestly just doing what we just talked about, creating friendships. You guys, I pray every day that God puts people in my path who need the business and need the products. Jen and I talked a couple months ago how she started praying for God to put like-minded people, like-minded women in her path. And she started signing all these good Christian like-minded women with the same goals and focus as her, like what she wanted to do on her dream board. So, you know, try using your faith, you know.
Yes.
We've had some emotional moments when we start thinking about some of the things that have happened in our business that were like, okay, that was a God moment, and that's the only way that was, you know, because of God. Another thing is, and I'm going to preach it again, you guys have got to be doing launch parties. How long has it been since you've seen a bunch of ladies with wraps on your Facebook? How long has it been since you saw a room full of ladies with facials on and at a party? So many people have gotten away from the party plan, and that's why your business isn't growing. That's what grew my business. That's what took me to six-figure income, is when I was partying with people, because you can get in front of 4 to 10 people, sometimes more. You can't get in front of those people by just sitting behind a computer. You guys have got to build your business too by getting in front of people, having sampling parties. That's what's going to keep your momentum going. How good does it feel to come home? I spent 3 hours this past weekend, and I came home with 13 customers and 2 distributors, and that was freaking amazing. And I was like, Trent's like, I just see it in your eyes again. That's exactly the sparkle that you had in your eyes when you started this business. And yes, we do sometimes tend to get into that comfortable zone or that idle mode, and it's like, okay, it's time for the push again. It's time to go back at it. And I think there's a lot of people that would agree. Sandy, I see you're on. Did you want to say anything? No, you're good? Okay. I guess we're doing a good job. Sandy says, love you. But 110% focus. What's
this
that?
isn't my Zoom. I'm a guest, and
Okay. I will make you talk then.
I'm taking notes, just like everyone else.
I am too. I'm like writing notes as they're talking.
Yeah.
Hey, Jodi.
Yeah.
Can I ask Jenze a question, actually?
Yeah.
I was actually, okay, so do you work your business full-time? Like, do you just do it? Okay.
And I was still working as a registered nurse, though, when I was double diamond.
Right. So I guess like some of my team, like, you know, they feel as though they don't have the time for social media, like you're saying. So are there other things that maybe you suggest them to do or push them to do or just get it done?
Yes, you're probably not going to like my answer. Your team might not like my answer. I got up really freaking early. Like I got up at 4 a.m. 7 days a week. I didn't take Sundays off. I got up at 4 a.m. on Christmas because I was working. And, you know, God doesn't give me an extra hour just because I'm nice, because I'm not all that nice all the time. It's like I only have 24 hours just like everybody else. So I had to get up really, really early, and I would send out those messages. But you know what? Can we talk about something that just, so many people, and I'm sure all of you guys have heard this, where you're like, oh, you don't understand because you don't work full time. This is my full-time job, and 4 kids is a full-time job on its own. But it was almost a blessing when I was working. I found it almost easier when I was working. When you're working, you've got to be really good at time management. You've got to make yourself be good at time management and utilize the schedule. But also, you guys, you're around other people. Even if you work in a little cubicle, you're stopping to get gas, you're stopping to get groceries on your way home, you're talking to people. You just have to actually talk to people. So as a nurse, I couldn't exactly, we weren't allowed to, I could not have my product catalogs on the table. I could not have a Blitz card. My supervisor hated it works. So I couldn't even talk about it or else my head would be on a platter. But I drank my greens because you can't control what I drink. So I drank my greens in a clear container, and I'd give out samples whenever someone would cough near me, like, here you go. So just talk to people.
I love that. That's how I feel too, but I just thought I might as well ask.
I think a lot of people use their job as a crutch, but you know what? Unless you love your job, that job is your daily inspiration. That job is your daily motivation. If you do not love your job, get pissed when your alarm clock goes off. Get pissed when you have to drop your kids off at daycare. Get pissed when you don't see them except for a couple hours before they go to bed. Like, let that drive you every single day, because that drove me like crazy. I hated that I was not home. And so I should work my business became an I must. Your shoulds have to become must. I should blitz that person. No, you must blitz that person, because the I should get out of my job turns into I must get out of my job. But you got to take action. You got to take that daily action and not let your why become your excuse. Because, let's be honest, I know a lot of people sit down and they want to read. They want to read everything, and they want to learn the compensation plan, and they want to, it was here, I'm going to read this, and stop. Just stop. If you are pushing for diamond in this next 30 days, action trumps knowledge any day of the week. You just put the book down and work your business. You all know we all have the same resources, but we have to be resourceful and just go out there and actually work. Right.
There's no BV in TV. We always turn your TV off for the next 30 days. The other thing is, oh shoot, I just lost what I was going to say. I was reading Sandy's chat.
I was going to say too, Jodi, I think like you guys are like right on the money, like definitely keeping your focus like right in front of you. So if you guys are working towards whatever your goal is, like I have my goals actually on not only my refrigerator, but also in my mirror. I have my I am statements in my bathroom. So every morning, as soon as your feet hit the floor, your vision of where you're going at the end of the month is smacking you right in the face. Like you can't put it in your notebook that you look at every other day. It needs to be right in front of you, smacking you in the face. So you wake up every day and you know exactly what you're working for. So you put your hand to paper and you get to work, or your fingers to your phone.
And ask your kids. You need to sit down and talk to your kids and tell them, listen, for the next 30 days, I'm not going to be very available. You're going to have to rely on daddy and your siblings and whatever. But if you have kids old enough to put things on your dream board, put them up there too, because you don't want to fail them in their dreams either. You need them right in front of your face too. McKenna and I were just talking about this tonight, and her and Maddie sat down and they already wrote theirs for the next dream board. So those are going on my door here soon. But the thing that I was thinking about is, do you guys realize that most moms are available from like 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. on Facebook, and from like 9 p.m. until midnight? That's when I work my business a lot, because that's when people are willing to talk, because their kids are in bed, the dishes are done, the laundry's put away, and they finally take some me time. And me time is Facebook. Facebook is the new TV. People are on Facebook more than they watch TV anymore. So that's where you need to be, late at night, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's a great time to be creating relationships with moms, because they're usually up. Just to kind of let you know that. You guys have to know, I'm going to pull a Sarah Rankin. What do you want? Like, what do you truly, truly want? Do you want a $5,000 diamond bonus? What do you want? Why do you want it? And what are you going to do to get it? What's keeping you from getting it? Dig deep and figure out what's holding you back. But what are you willing to do to get it? Jen, I know you're dying to say something.
The what do you want? And a lot of people are, a new car to leave my job, or a $5,000 bonus. You need to say it, but then visualize it. What does that $5,000 bonus do for your family? There needs to be an intense emotional reaction when you talk about your why. If you say, I want to stay home from work, I want to be able to be a full-time stay-at-home mom. What does your day look like? Visualize it. What are you doing? What time are you waking up? Are you going to the park the day? Are you going to the zoo? Like, what are you doing with your kids? You have to create this mental image of what your day is going to look like. Your why has to be so intense. We hear all the time your why's got to make you cry, but you know what, guys? Some of y'all just aren't criers. Your why has got to get you up and out of bed. Your why has got to get you to set that alarm clock at 4 a.m. if that's what you need to do. If that's the only time that you've got to work, your why has to be so strong. So those of you that are going for this $5,000 bonus, first of all, awesome. It's right there. It's right there. They're dangling it right here. Just get it. But also, what is that going to do for you and your family? So tonight after this Zoom, I would really sit down and think about your why. And if your why doesn't make you blitz that person, doesn't make you want to book that party and get really uncomfortable, I am sorry, but that's not your why. That's not your why. You need to peel back the layers like an onion until you find that why that is like a gut check.
Yep, I love it. And I think too, like Jen said, just like when Mark, gave his big talk and then dropped the microphone, you have to be willing to more than double your actions, double your intentions to get that 5,000 in 30 days. I mean, that's what it's going to take. I mean, you have to clear your calendar. You have to make the appointment. You have to be nonstop messaging people. And that's how you're going to get there. Brittany, were you going to say something?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
I was reading the chat, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. You guys, this is totally doable. I want you all to know that whatever goal you're going for, it's totally doable. You just have to dig deep, and you have to go to work. You have to find your fire. You have to have that drive. You have to put your plan of action into play, and you have to go for it. Not just talk about it. You can't just talk about it. You have to do it. You have to do it. Sandy, do you want to talk?
The only thing I'm going to add, because I don't think if I heard it, because I jumped on a little bit late, but I went diamond pretty quickly. No, you guys don't know my story. I'm not going to go into that because I think you're getting ready to wrap it up. But I went diamond really quickly and earned a $10,000 bonus when that was available. And you guys, I was just telling some of the girls that were at my house yesterday that you have to book 72-hour parties at your parties. Did you talk about that?
No, but that's such a good point. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so when I booked so many parties, and here's the thing, real shortly I'll say, I did not have family support or friend support when I did this business, and I'm from a very small town. And so my business was built very quickly on strangers, and it was literally strangers because I handed these out all the time. No matter where I went, I handed these out and I booked parties. And so then when I would go and do the party, and I was doing vendor events. I did a lot of vendor events, little ones. I seem to have more success from the little intimate ones, more so than the big bridal ones. And so I was booking party after party after party. And while I was there, I was booking the 72-hour party. So all the guests that were there, I'm like, listen, let's get you in on a 72-hour party. Get your second wrap for free. Have half your treatment done. Bring a couple of your girlfriends that you put on your paper, and let's just have a girls' night in. So I was booking party after party after party. And then at the 72-hour party, I was booking more 72-hour parties. And then at that 72-hour party, I was booking more 72-hour parties. So I started on February 18th of 2012, and by April 30th, I was a diamond. So I had 10 days in February, I had March, and then I had April. And I went diamond because I was booking party after party after party, and I was handing these out. I was belly to belly, and I was booking those parties at parties because people want something for free. They already saw how quickly the party went. And if you guys are doing parties that last 2, 3, 4 hours, they're too long. You got to get in and out of there in 45 minutes to an hour so that you can, they see how quick it could be, and to them, they're like, oh yeah, I want a 72-hour party. It's only an hour long and I get a wrap for free. Awesome. I'm having half my treatment done before I even get my box. And maybe they don't even want wraps, but they want it. Maybe they didn't buy wraps at the party they attended, but they like the idea of having a wrap for free. So basically you could tell them, you know what, have 4 parties for me and you'll get your full treatment for free. Okay?
Love it.
4 parties, because you know that there's going to be people that didn't come to their first party. So tell them, okay, let's break it up. Host 4 parties and you'll get a full treatment for free. And that way you can focus on trying something else that you were. So that's how I booked so many parties.
Love it.
And
okay,
I
want to wrap it up. Thank you, Sandy, for sharing that. I want to wrap it up with some crucial things to say. So important things to say. I know that you love our products. Why not get paid to use them? Okay. That can put the idea in somebody's mind right now, one of your loyal customers. I know that you've been ordering from me for a while. You love our products. Why not pay to get paid to use our products? If they're already buying wraps, do you know for another $40 you get the same box and you get to get paid to use them? Think about that. I don't have money. Oh my gosh, I knew God put you in my path for a reason. I knew he put you upon my heart for a reason, because that's exactly what this company does. It helps people with financial freedom. Boom. How many times have you guys prayed for a way out financially? How many times have you guys prayed for God to just take these finances and help you take care of them? Guess what? You're holding his gift in your hands. You guys have the gift of It Works to share with people. You have the opportunity to make a difference in so many people's lives. You have to recognize that God gave you this gift for a reason, and you need to share it. And shame on you if you're not sharing it with everybody. If they say I don't have time, perfect. That means you're busy. That means you're seeing people. I love busy people because I know they're go-getters. I know they're seeing people, and all you do with this business is share it with people. So make sure you're saying that. We have unlimited $100 bonuses, and I know $100 maybe a couple times a month would probably help you out, right? All you have to do is invite people in your journey and you can get a $100 bonus, unlimited $100 bonuses. Talk about the $500 Ruby bonus. I'm looking for anybody who wants to make $300 to $500 a month, and I'll help you on the roadmap, or I'll give you the roadmap to get a $500 bonus in your first 2 months. What would that $500 do for you? Ask them. Ask questions. Put it back on them. Like Jen said, you must do this. You don't need to, because need is a negative word. You must. I must sign 20 distributors. I must do this to get to my $5,000 bonus. The cool thing about this business is we get to help people physically and financially. We are not a weight loss company. People confuse that all the time. They think we're just about the wraps. Make sure you tell people we get to change lives for a living. It's the most humbling, most rewarding thing you'll ever do. These are just some things that I say that really gets people thinking. Like I said, make sure you're making those posts too, and we talk about this every week, but make sure you're making the posts that are relatable. I just sold $25 or I just sold a wrap for $25 and filled up my car. I just sold 2 wraps and bought a case of diapers. Post things that are relatable. Message somebody who has a new baby and just say, you know what, I thought about you tonight. I was so excited I sold 2 wraps and got $50, and I was thinking about, you know, when I used to have to buy diapers and I didn't have that extra cash, and I was thinking, you just had a newborn, and how cool would it be? You know, just like Jen said, be intentional, be relatable, be genuine. That's the most important thing. Be genuine.
Hey, Jodi.
Yeah.
One last thing, and just I think a lot of people know this, but especially if you guys are going to be sending a lot of messages, the number one thing you have to get rid of in your vocabulary is let me know. You have to never, ever, 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 ever say that. Always end with a question. So always ask the question at the end, and don't ever say let me know, because they won't get back to you. So ask the question.
Love it.
Okay. Sorry.
Love it, love it, love it. Amanda Piper says, amen, Brittany. That's her favorite thing to say too. You guys, I hope you all learned something amazing tonight. We want to be here for you. We want you guys to get that bonus. We all know what it feels like to get these big bonuses. They've never done this before, a $5,000 good diamond bonus that I can ever remember. I think it's huge. It's going to be huge for your business. Let's grow like crazy during the month of Audacious August. They always call it Audacious August. I think they did. Because what if he extends it in September? What if? What if you run like crazy in August, but you don't quite make it, and September 1st rolls around and Mark says, you know what, let's extend it another month. What if? You don't know, right? So work it as if it's ending August 31st. So I think that's all we have. Jen, do you want to close with anything?
Yeah, you know, you said something about how we pray over the people to be brought into our business, and we pray for this next rock star. But faith without action is dead. And are you having God-sized prayers? Because God needs to see your action. So get out there and just be intentional. Work this business every single day and show him that you're worthy of your biggest prayers, because you are out there just working it.
I love it. I love it. Brittany, you want to share anything?
I just love this. I'm just taking it all. It's all great.
Let your faith be bigger than your fear. Every time that fear sets in, think about your kids. Think about how worth it is. Think about how good that $5,000 or that $500 Ruby bonus or that $5,000 bonus feels. Think about how good it feels, what you're wearing, what you look like, the tears rolling down your face when you can tell everybody that you are now a diamond with It Works Global, and you have the power to print money because you're going to earn cab bonuses, and your paycheck's going to go to $2,000 a month, and you get to fire your boss so you can be your own boss and stay home with your kids. Think about how awesome it feels. Visualize it, know it, say it, claim it, believe it, and become it. I love you guys. Thank you so much, Jen and Brittany, for being on tonight.
Thank you.
I will post the recording. I think you guys are amazing, and yay! I can't wait to watch all these $5,000 bonuses pop up and all these new guys.
I'm so excited.
Everybody have a good night.
Good night,
Bye, guys.
Everyone.
Love you.